Hi, this is IK. Welcome to why confusion? Why React confusion? Why confusion as React, Angular, etc.? First, there is no confusion if we know. If we something know, there is no confusion. But for second, really, why Word go in a single page application, in that JavaScript server and browser running? Why component state? Why all that? Because of social network. Social network is initial starter for explosion of single page application, because when you look at in your social network, any social network, and communicate, we see one static frame, and we see only communication text. You write, you see what happened on the screen from other people write. And it means that only data communicate without touching screen from us. Look at, and we write some text status and look at responses coming along. In PHP, MySQL architecture, for example, we have rendering complete entire page on the server, and the complete page coming to browser and create document object model. And on the screen we see that web page and links. A link was something topic. It was a big innovation in that first day and first years of web technology. And we surfing, we click on the link, click, associative. It is contra to linear book. It is associative surfing. Click what we want, and it was something about what we have all industry. And when coming social network, we don't need click. We are not. We don't manage content. Content alone in real time coming on in our screen. Before, changes of screen was only when we click. All goes through click, and all changes coming from click. Now it is not. Changes coming without our will. Changes in our screen is because somebody click response, send response to us, send like, send click, send like to us, send comment, writing comment, etc. And we nothing touch it. And that it is big dynamic in real time. Big dynamic. When Amazon have all that products or any web pages without dynamic like that, they have a lot of products, but there is no dynamic in real time. When you need contact, you click on link contact and you see maybe telephone, email for contact in all the world, all around the world. and it is total static. Even behind of that is a billion and billion article for selling. But social network, it is something very dynamic, and that dynamic starts with email, Gmail from Google give a lot of possibility on the without refreshing page, without refreshing Gmail pages, entire pages, and we can say and conclude is that data communicate now. Data communicate, and if its data is big in real time, must be single page application. And now, why component? A component is that that it can be happen that on the page, on the screen, that changes only part, that changes only data, nothing else, not frame of the image, but change only image, not frame of the text, not HTML around text, but only text that would be changed. It is possible with component with that changed state would be change data, just change data would be rendered. And because component is a small part, HTML and the data together, would be rendered. It is in our rendering is process on the browser, our client side. It is fast, and it is like desktop application. We don't see how fast it is changed, and we see only new text is here in front of us. Example of communication of data, and immediately to see data. Here is create form, submit. Here it is. Here it is. Before, we must refresh. Now, update, submit. And this is a social network, yeah? Communicate social, like social network. We type and enter, and text is visible to all people who look at in your profile. What provoke that changes in our component? State. State is that provoke, activate changes of concretely a component. And because we call it state, because it is bigger authority or bigger level of responsibility, state, than variable. State is variable, but state changes how every changing of state we have a rendering, start rendering of that concretely component. We have no changes in address, web address like before. Every changes was started by our click on some link, and that link address is addressing this browser web address. But now you look at same address, but changes. We have now submit, and we look at what is submit. It is what we see is on the server, remote server. In my situation here is in mock server, somewhere in the world. And if somebody send something to that server, I see that. I see that also. Only look at, like TV, without touch anything. We have forms, controllable and uncontrollable. Uncontrollable is form words, names said. It is uncontrollable word means that it is like before in PHP and MySQL. It is HTML form, and without some coding around that in React. It is form in HTML form, and that form there is attribute on submit equal pages, address of pages, what we call when send that form. It is uncontrolled form, and it would be we will receive that pages what it is on the submit HTML pages, entire pages, what form argument on submit equal what calling, and the controllable form is here. Every form in our application is controllable, means that controllable forms means this. We are in create, for example, create form. Here it is. This is heading and the blog post. It is controllable by hook use state. Use state is function, and we declare heading state, and we declare set heading function. It is from use state. It is a sign from use state, that heading state and set heading function. What changed that heading? And also blog post. Here is three state. Is loading is only state true and false. For it is flag for stop animation of loading, start animation of loading. Initial is false. Here is initial empty, heading is empty, blog post is empty. And look at when we received from our API, from a mock server, when we received heading and blog post, we add a new post, and here in that add new post there is a set heading and set heading and set blog post. Look at in read, because we are in create. Here it is. Heading and blog post is state of create, but it is a new post, and add the new post is a reference to read function handle add new post. How? Here it is. Find a button submit, not update, but here it is, button on click, handle update, and oh no, we have here create. I must find the table body. I must find the element create via in read component, and in return side in here it is create. It is React element create. It is when we want that our component would be visible, we give it in element form. This is element, and locate that element in return section of here is read. We locate create React element component create, locate in return of read, and create is child of read, and read have state posts, plural, all posts together, array, and here it is in use effect create, and this is set posts. Here it is posts, and that is state, and function set post. It is possible thanks to hook use state that we have state and function what changes state, and here is that state set what we received from the mocks, set post, and after that not empty our post, but is all post what there is inside. And we have now array of post. I have our state, but when we add, when we look at in create, take properties, add new post. We can give name what we want. Add new post is name what told us what's happened, and equal handle add new post. Handle add new post is a reference to function handle add new post. It means that add new post, our properties, is a reference to handle add new post. Handle add new post. Here is a handle add new post. Here it is handle add new post. And it means when we use add new post function, it is same as we use handle add new post function. Handle add new post function, it is here is object, declaration of object, in parameter is new post, and new post is our new post, heading and blog post, and but ID would be create automatically, and in the body of arrow function we have set post function what can change state post, and in parameter we have array with this operator, with 3 points, a spread operator, means that our posts and spread operator in front of that means copy of post. Copy of our state post, and comma, new post. It means that set post, set new state post. How? Take copy of existing actual post, it is copy, and add new post. And they together is old post and new post. And together they new state of post, our post. We have also form, update form, edit form. It is also controllable because use set state. And component in this my application, all components are controllable. It is component. Address is fixed. We don't touch any links and the data coming on the screen without our intervention. It is possible because of component, because all component is in the application, React application, is in our browser. And data communicate between server and browser and our application. Because address don't changes, how we create address? But we have links. We have links when we need links. Home, and here it is. Here is the links. It is title of post, and we have changes in address parameter. In address we have parameter, and how all that dynamic delete, create new post, delete post. Here it is. Delete post, immediately we see that. Delete post. Delete post. It means that communication data go between our browser and server, remote server. They know we send server what we delete, and server responds what we delete, and that what we delete we must change state of our post. Update again, a submit, look at here, and update. We have a form, edit form. I change B in B and B, and I click update. I see that changes immediately. Here it is, B and B. What happened? What I update, heading and concretely heading and blog post, update. I have form for edit form. See, and I send it. In what memory? Who stay this C now? Set state. Set state is engaged for that, and we have new state, and that, but that C and C must go to server first, and server respond also same data C and C, and we on the browser must mutate our state. There is a state of post in server, on server, and software server changes state there, and coming back that C coming back, that heading and blog post coming back in response, And that response, we must set post. Set post, we must create new state, must mutate new state. And why, I said why we go to single page. Because today we don't click, we only look at like TV in that social network. And because of that we need a single page application. This technology, JavaScript on both sides, server and client. And we need component. Why we need change the state, change data? By set state hook. This manipulation, controllable form. Reason is less bug. Less bug. No spaghetti code. No spaghetti code with directly changes this variable equal in something new. This variable equals something new, because that state go to flow. Data flow is parents to child by properties. Child, there is a properties, and properties we cannot change. And it is like a waterfall. State is variable what we can change. And we can change that only in that component, owner component. We see how we can change the read state by create form from create component, by reference to same memory address, reference to same function. That function is on read. State of read, function of read, but child use reference to change that function of read. Child component use reference. And we take copy of post. Copy of post, not post. Never change actual state. Read. Never change, never touch original. Never touch original. And we take copy. We take copy, add a new post, and set post function. And we have new post. And we have always we have new post without touch original post. Original post. Here is a copy of original post. And because created a new state, of course, old state, we have not old state. And it is this moment we have a rendering. This moment we have compare virtual document object model with actual document object model. It compare React in this statement. We have compare this new set post with old. New set post exists in virtual document object. It is some light version of a document object model. It is possible that it's only data without HTML, etc. But actual document object model is visible in F12 and in Elements. And it is exist in memory because it is on the screen. And it is exist actual. But of course we have a single page and we see always index.html. It is third document object model. It is third. It is like anchorage for JavaScript program, JavaScript React here application is like ship on the sea. And when ship on the sea put down anchorage, that put down anchorage is index.html. And all ship take yourself for that anchorage. And it is like this organization of single page application. And through element root on the index.html, through that root organize that actual document object model is visible through that root element on the index.html. It is background organization of JavaScript work from first day. JavaScript work can manipulate with document object model. And JavaScript is inside browser and manipulate with the document object model of web pages. All that, concretely this copy, it is immutable way. Mutate state by immutable way. And because of that is that set post. Set post create new state. Don't touch in existing state. It is not existing post add the news. It would be without if I delete that spread operator. I will have a post original post. No, must be copy of post in here situation. All that is against bug, less bug, because we have not entire page render on the server, get on the browser, create document object model, and if we click link, we again request a new query that coming to us, etc. Here is a complete application coming on the browser, split in component, that pages, split it in component, but that pages must have a web address. But there is a web address, but changes on the screen not follow. There is no address of this lot of dynamic changes, data. There is no changes of address. And coming on React application with all component coming on the browser, and after that communicate with server, communicate only data, because component is small, they render it very fast and they are on the server. We can have delay only because of data, if data delay from server. But when they coming in the browser, all is the fast. Because pages, there is a component and not depend about address, but about a component on that pages. Of course, inside some address, we need a router. Again, who initiate changes? Initiate state. Changes of state initiate a rendering component. Okay, and how build that component how we want. We have trees of component. App component is topic, and all other we build like we want. For that building of that component, with that combination architecture, address is not like before. Address is only hypertext transfer address, unique relation identification. Address is for entire page, but we now need address of component. It is the name of component, and we want that somebody build that component like we want. It must be software. It must be some software for that, and it is a router. A router element here in index.js. By router, Facebook have three themes. One is for React, one is for router, and one is for Redux. Router and Redux can, all three themes produce three different software, open software. And React can use React use that router, but that router can use an other who want other software producer of software. Also Redux can use anybody, and that three team still work like separate team and develop. Version 5 was before this one, version 6 router. Every 6 months, all JavaScript world developers changes, community developers changes, develop new features. And in Angular, Vue, all other, every 6 months, and every 6 months there must not be and not be any big changes, interesting changes, but very often and be, like version 5 in 6, router 6 is big difference. For example, router 5 we write on the app component. Now router 6 we write in index.js component, and here it is, this root, and here is excellent that parent. Here with root we can create parent. We have index keyword, what I said, parent. It is root for parent component, and inside that is a child component, and the index define a home page. It means that, for example, a home page would be app and the blog post menu, but app component, there is a child blog post menu left. And the outlet in app.js we have an outlet where changes place. It is React element outlet where changes place blog post menu and blog post menu and blog post single post. Repeat or conclusion. Why single page application? Single page application is because dynamic, high dynamic and complicated, lot of API, lot of dynamic what coming API, coming temperature, coming courses of all mass lot of web pages need high data communication in real time, and because of that single page application is on the browser side, and from browser communicate with server, and data are state on component, and can be many state on the web page, and every state there is own component, and when that state changes, render it only that component. And all that we have router for combine component in one page, and all that against bugs, less bug against spaghetti code. When I from form in PHP MySQL, I have form. I try in that form some data and click OK. That data go to server and go to database in a new row. In database. If I delete some record in database, my order go to server, to database, and delete that row. When I update, update in the form, edit form, and click submit. That update go to server and go directly in a row of database, in a row, and update that row. Delete, update, add a new, read. It is directly. There is no copy. But here, all that operation, delete, we don't delete existing state, but we produce new state. We create new state. When we look at through database, MySQL, it means that when I click delete button on some post in our situation, that would be go to relation database, and in a new row create a new state. Don't touch existing row. Always new row, happen in new row, or when we edit, we have same ID. It is in same row, it is not a new row. But we don't touch existing state. It means that that old state get in some list and stay alive, and in that row coming a new state, but not touch before state. I speak about edit, update. Don't touch. Go in same, for example, in same row. It is because it is ID, same ID, and same ID in table. There is every row there is ID, and in same ID, but all the row, all record, all state go in some list and stay in archive. Delete, no delete, go in some list, stay in an archive, and delete, create a new state. And it is interesting that here we always create all state, all row. It would be all record. We don't change some field when we update. No, we change complete row. That row, I speak in words of base database, that row go in archive, and in that row coming complete new, but all state. Let's go to C2 delete, for example. Delete is on read. Delete don't need form. It need only button. And only button, here it is, delete, update. Only button, this is delete, only button, there is no. And now we delete, I don't see number. It is number 3, for example, ID 3. We delete 3. With click on delete, we have ID 3. We take ID 3. How? Look at in script. Delete is in read. Handle delete. Here it is. And the function button delete is a control label. There is a properties color, okay, not interested, on click, properties on click, and properties on click will start arrow function. In body of that arrow function is handle delete. Handle delete, there is a parameter post ID. It is number 3. Because button delete here is a child component. It is child component who is parent. Parent is read. And that read, there is a state post s. And read, give every row, give one post in that row. We know all fields, ID, heading, blog post. Okay. And when we click on delete, start, we calling that arrow function, and in that arrow function would be, in body of that arrow function would be execute function handle delete with parameter 3. Now is parameter 3, handle delete parameter 3. Let's go to see that function handle delete. Handle delete, here it is, handle delete. Handle delete, here is an object, it is function of, because the right side is function, and async, it is keyword for less complicated coding, for coding like synchron per processing. And asynchron there is a parameter ID. Now when it is calling is number 3. Here is a number 3. And in body, what we have in body? We have, okay, try catch, never mind. To catch error. And keyword await, we spoke of that. Library axios.delete. Send request to browser, and browser send request delete this address HTTP mock server address project post 1, but that ID number 3. Here is number 3 in array post 1, number 3. And that request coming on server. Software on the server change state on the server. And after that, change state. It means delete how it happened on the server. It is a problem of software on the server. But on the server, would be created new state without a deleted post. And response. The server send response, all is okay, I think it is number 200, and send what send back. Send back what we send in request. What we send in request, what in request we send ID. Here it is, ID. It is number 3, and in response coming ID, that ID coming number 3, and now we on the browser received number 3, we must change state in our site, in browser. We must change state posts on read. How? Set post, and create new row, complete new row. It means complete new array. Complete new array, we create complete new array, but old array. And what is old array? It is post. This is old, actual array. Stay in archive, but this expression create new array, and that new array, because of set posts, because it is parameter of set post, will be new state. But old state, actual state is post, nobody touch it. But with method filter, every array there is a method filter, posts is array, and method filter there is a parameter arrow function that in parameter of arrow function we named post because it is real that post is member of array, and that name of it is post, and filter give array that every post from this array post would be parameter, post by post, first member post, second, and every go like parameter. And we know parameter of function go to processing in body of function, and in body of function we have criterion. Criteria, every post what satisfy criteria would be post in new array, filtered array, and post by post go one by one, and when arrived post of what we delete, post what have ID 3, it means that its ID not different. Its ID is equal ID, is equal 3. Here is exclamation sign, means no equal. It means all post with ID not equal 3 go in a new array. and member by member we have new array. But post who have equal tree, ID equal tree, don't go in a new array. And what we have here, for example, post, there is an original post, there is nine members. Filter produce 8 members, new array with 8 members, and that 8 members array, that 8 post is new state. But all state posts, there is 9 members. We don't touch old, and all state go in archive, in some list of states. It is not in PHP MySQL. In PHP MySQL we delete row, and there is no that old row, never again with that ID. There is no that we delete that row in database. Here we produce new state, but don't delete old state. Go to in archive, in list. Okay, for this video I think it is enough. We see reason for single page application is only social network. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, lot of social network means explosion of activity, data activity, and JavaScript is for that. How it, what would be with application what don't need that activity in real time? I don't know. But web development today means developing JavaScript in browser and in the server, all possible combination, and it is all brain, all mind of web technology this day is in JavaScript. And of course, people who maintain existing in PHP MySQL and don't create application is not a service for production, or is not production of new application for market. They can maintain that that application PHP, MySQL and others with less dynamic site, dynamic communication of data. Okay, if you know somebody that need video, this is my series for total beginners. Say them, talk about this, growing our community around this playlist for beginner, React for beginner. We have, I don't hurry again. We need this application. I plan I plan add Redux. It is all like this, but implement Redux, and I need admin, create administration and form for login and create admin. How that it is I need that part of that, and with Redux, and we will have one modern actual application in React with all elements, with all part of knowledge what we need for for React, but after that you will understand and can learn others, Angular and Vue and all others what growing like tsunami, and include yourself in thinking about that and working, experiment with that, and you begin part of researchers and developers, plus practice and earning money. Artificial intelligence cannot take our job people. Because artificial intelligence don't know. Artificial intelligence learn only memorize, but don't understand, because only man can understand, and artificial memorize, but don't understand. Artificial. What is critical thinking? Artificial, there is no critical thinking. But what is critical thinking? Critical thinking is when we learn something not by memorizing, but for asking. When we learn something and ask yourself why, how it happened, and we want to look context. Artificial intelligence cannot ask yourself. And how somebody who only memorize and don't understand can take job me, take be teacher instead of me. And how somebody who don't understand but only memorize can be developer instead of you, and use artificial intelligence, find what can give you, ask them, explain. You can ask, explain state. Explain state in React. Explain props in React. Explain JavaScript. And what is topic of JavaScript? And he will give you excellent topic. And now ask explain me that topic, etc. And you will see, and you listen my video, look at my video, listen my video, listen me, and you will compare very fast that big difference between me like teachers and ChatGPT like teacher. But I have a lot of added value from artificial intelligence, because that what he memorize, I can ask and he give me memorizing text, and that memorizing text is excellent. It is what I must search around. But in learning, ask questions, who make questions, it is important. It is teachers who make questions, and artificial and chat GPT cannot give us a question because he don't understand. He don't understand. All connection what he create is memorizing, is part of memorizing, not understanding. In the school we must something memorize because we don't interested in that. We have no time. School is school memorize. Tomorrow is exam, and that memorization take maybe half or third of that will be tomorrow morning, and tomorrow morning we take our exam, etc. But it is nothing. We don't know nothing. No question, no interest in that, and it's nothing. But a memorization of artificial is very, very useful for us because when you give a question, and it is question not is of course not is what he think, it is a question what he's memorized, but you only said explain state, explain React, explain JavaScript, but it is general, it is big matter, but you after that you go more and more focus question. When he write on the screen topic, number 1, number 3 topic for beginners, JavaScript for beginners, you ask topic 1. Again, topic 1, there is some topic. And like that, you and artificial will go in detail. And you ask for detail. You ask for detail. And artificial cannot approximate, he have not hierarchy of information. Teachers, we have hierarchy of information. We will said, I will said, API is equal, is a synonym, protocol and API is synonym. It is not true. It is not true. Like Bohr create model of atom, and the electrons run around seed, and it is model, excellent model. All my engineering based on that faculty, and there is no better model. But when coming quant physics, it is not true. It is not true. Nobody. It can be wave and it can be hard body, etc. No, it is not true. But it is excellent today also for learning about atom. And also API not, it is not API and protocol not synonym, but when we see them here, it is API, but inside the API we have communication between API React and API browser. But after that, browser have protocol, hypertext transfer protocol. And Axios delete here, it It is only sending, and this address, this data sending to application interface of browser. It is not nobody use in that communication use that hypertext transfer protocol, because React is inside browser, and API of React communicate with API, but API of browser received this, and by that protocol, HTTP contact server. By that protocol, and that it is protocol. Protocol is between browser and server, but not between React and the browser. Between React and browser is API, and it is. I analyze that like this, but when I said that API and the protocol is synonym, I think on communication. Two programs communicate. Browser and server is two software. And hypertext transfer protocol is his third software protocol. We call that software protocol. But also API, every application there is application interface for what? For communication with the opposite side. Opposite side there is API, our side, our application there is API, and they communicate. It is also communication. It is communication. It is only and it is hierarchically first. What would I said my student, and but artificial never said it. Only give complicate. Only respond me. No. API and protocol is not synonym, and API is the big definition. It is impossible. It is nothing. If I said you all from this video all about component state, without example, without only like theory, only it is nothing. And he declared, he said me what is API. I don't understand. It is impossible to understand. It is big formalization. And what is protocol? Big formalization. And in that definition, again, it is different word, but I see again that it is synonym. That is all about communication, and it is important. But after that, we can go and speak and talk and read and answer about detail. And because it is not synonym, it is not same, never stay split. Protocol and API exist as terms, separate terms. If it is equal, we will have only one of that terms, maybe protocol, because it's older. And it's it. Thank you for watching this video.